What's up guys, Jake with TN Tactical coming with another special video. Today we're going to give you our follow-up review of the KUSA KP9, or as we like to call it, Vityaz at home. This is a KP9 I picked up originally in pistol form, and I changed it to an SBR, registered SBR, paid my taxes. Today we're going to go over some of the stuff that we did to make this what it is today and give you our final thoughts and impressions on the KP9. So the KP9 was originally supposed to be sort of like a Russian version of the MP5. Essentially it's AK-47 but small. This is chambered in 9mm and it takes their own little proprietary magazines. I've got these kind of clipped together here as you see. And for the purposes of YouTube, these are known to hold 29 rounds. We have tried this in a lot of various configurations, and at the time of when we purchased it, the whole pistol brace ban thing was happening. And I could only find pistol braces for about the same price as a stock plus the $200 tax stamp. So I figured, why not? Let's go ahead and do this for the first time and learn how to do it. Let's go ahead and turn this to an SBR with the E-forms. Now I did use Silencer Shop. Their software that they use to kind of help assist you with actually registering this on the E-forms website from the ATF is actually very awesome. Now is it perfect? No. It can be a little buggy and get hung up sometimes, kind of like dial-up internet. Now I know some people out there are gonna be like, oh, that's bullshit. You should never register any kind of law or anything is an infringement on the Second Amendment. And I don't disagree with you. In fact, I 100% agree with you, but this is the world we live in. With me doing this kind of YouTube stuff, I kind of try to keep things on the up and up. You know, I don't agree with the rules. I'm just trying to make do with what I have and what I can do. The KP9 with the stock or brace, if you go that route, has been freaking awesome. It's still doable with a good sling. I mean, you can use that method, the Israeli method, where you kind of push out to kind of help manage the recoil, but you can't have this, so you have to use like an angled foregrip or something and not a vertical grip like this. But no matter how well you get with that sling method, there's nothing that actually beats using an actual stock or brace that can help with the recoil. Now I've gone through a lot of different changes with the KP9, both some good and some bad. Some that worked out well and some that maybe didn't work out like I thought they would. So today we're gonna go over all those changes and specs and features and stuff and talk to you about what worked for me and what didn't, and let you know our final thoughts on the KP9. Okay, we're in a little bit of a shade spot now. A little bit easier to see you. Probably you can still see me just the same. So starting with just the tip, we have what appears to be a suppressor. This is actually a Whip Machine SME. Stands for Sound Mitigation Equipment. It looks a lot like a suppressor. This has been a pretty cool, awesome device to have, especially if you're not allowed to have a suppressor where you're at. We put it on here to kind of test and see how it does, and so far it's been pretty awesome. Moving further back here, we do have the Valhalla Tactical flashlight. Not really happy with this light because before I put the vertical grip, I was able to just basically grip this thing, and from above, like I'll be able to do this essentially. Since I've got that vertical grip there, can't really reach the switch there anymore unless I do like that, which is kind of awkward and doesn't really make much sense. I need to get a pressure pad, that's what I'm saying. I need to get a different light or get a pressure pad for this light so that basically I can go like that with my thumb. So the light's not exactly 100% what I want it to be. Of course, this would be considered an SBR with just a vertical grip, even though I think that's bullshit. I figure if I'm gonna register this thing as a SBR, I'm sure as shit gonna go ahead and put the vertical grip on there too and get my money's worth. Now we do have sort of like an aftermarket-ish handguard here. This is actually from KUSA USA. This is their design, came out with a while back. We have swapped out a lot of different red dots up here. We've had the Mepro light, we've had the SIG Romeo 5 like this one. We've had a bunch of different optics on this because we weren't exactly sure what we wanted to go with. The SIG Romeo 5 with the low profile mount, I think that's the one we'll stick with here today. The trigger, I still have the stock trigger in here. You may have seen in my original video, maybe a couple other videos with the KP9 in it, we had an aftermarket trigger. It was a CMC, I believe 2 pound or 2.5 pound. It's one of those really light triggers that we had in here. It seemed like it was really awesome until we started having some issues where basically doing like a involuntary select fire. It was a malfunction. It was a trigger malfunction that was not intentional on my part, and it was essentially firing off more than one round with these trigger pull, which it's not good. This is an SBR, it's not a machine gun. We don't want to be accused of doing that. On top of that, when we had that trigger installed, we couldn't actually put it in safe. Like it would be in safe, but if you pulled the trigger, it wouldn't catch. It would still fire. which is a huge safety concern. Now, someone recommended in the comments to put on the Krebs safety, like a Krebs safety, I think that's what it's called. I'll put a name of it here. And still would fire even when it was put on safe. And granted, I never actually fired it while it was in safe. I've dry fired it and it was still going off. I'm not that stupid. I put the original trigger back in because I really thought about it long and hard, and considering the potential reliability issues we could have, I'd rather have the stock trigger and safety in than try to do some finagling to make a liar trigger. Now, last but not least was the actual stock here. This was actually kind of hard to source out. You'll see back here that there is a button that you can press, if you can see that there. You actually press that in and the stock will actually fold. And obviously you can still shoot it like this too, as we pretty much did for a while there. We have put in roughly about 1,000 rounds on this one. I can't give you the exact round count because honestly I haven't really kept up with it, but we have used this particular firearm quite a bit for both testing red dots and different things. And I gotta say, it's held up really nice. I like it. And I think if you're looking to get sort of like an AK 9mm like this, I think you'll like it too. Guys, that's going to wrap it up today. Remember, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Have you picked up a KP9? Love to hear from you. We will see you on next time. A suppressor. This is something that truck needs.